Hi, this is a really quick introduction to the PCS process, or the pre-construction scheduling process. It's just a list of things that you need to do to develop a schedule in the pre-construction phase. Okay, so overview. We split this into three phases. You've got your conceptual or schematic drawing phase, design development phase, and your CD phase. And I'll walk you through everything you need to do in each phase to develop a schedule. So when you have SDs, one of the first things you're going to do is start a basis of schedule. This is usually a Word document. It's attached to work orders so that you're tying trade partners into it. But what it is, after you've digested the RFP, some of your contract documents, things like that, you'll start writing down assumptions. You're going to develop an initial sequence map in this phase. So anytime you're breaking your schedule into pieces or the work into phases, you're going to want to have a map or a drawing in Bluebeam that shows people where that is. You're going to develop a tacked schedule. This is really crucial. It's a good way to show flow. It's an excellent way to summarize the schedule onto just one page so that it's simple for everyone to look at. And I'll talk more about getting buy-in on it later. You're going to develop a level 2 P6 schedule. So this is really basic, just probably 2 to 10 pages, and it should just support and match your tacked schedule. At the end of the SD phase, a really important thing to do is to be a leader and make sure you show your tax schedule and your assumptions and everything to field ops directors, project directors, and especially those in estimating, pre-con directors who are negotiating the amount of time that this project will take with the owner. It's a lot easier to set the deal with a realistic timeline in this phase than it is later. And your tax schedule is a major part of that. You want to get all of these parties buy off on the tax schedule and then move forward. Then we have the DD phase. In this phase, one of the things you're going to do is you're going to develop a schedule of a schedule. So what are the check-in points your team needs to do to support you in developing the schedule? This can be done through email and followed up on weekly, or it can be done in a tacked schedule-like format like you see in the pink. You're going to revisit your sequence maps, your phasing drawings in this phase. You're going to, if you haven't already, develop a site logistics plan and consider some of those things on the left: a crane, dumpster, loading platforms, where's your man and material hoist, how do you access the site, are there certain laydown areas you need for concrete, think about safety, and all of that goes into your schedule, obviously. You're going to develop a level 3 P6 schedule where you have all the activities, all the WBS sections. Now it's not necessarily bought off on by all the trade partners, but you've done your best to use historical data. You've used the pre-con scheduling template to build it, and what we're trying to do is delay this step as much as possible. You want to enter P6 with so many other decisions made, so many other decisions solidified that, one, it's easy to build P6 confidently because all those decisions have been made, and you're not having to do a lot of rework. If necessary, you're going to perform a day-to-day geographical analysis. What this is just ensuring when you have a tricky piece of work, like maybe a basement, that all of the things you're doing fit physically in that space. You would look day by day, and you might print out drawings for how many days you're analyzing, or you might use an Excel, but you're going to analyze it that way. Then in the CD phase, you're going to do something. There's a 90-day startup schedule that you review weekly with your team. That's in the pre-con template. You'll schedule in whole phase planning triggers in your schedule so that to remind yourself to phase plan. And you're going to do that phase planning for your first phase, which will be usually your underground and your foundations. Then you're going to review again your site logistics sequence map and basis of schedule. Here you see a Bluebeam session where we're reviewing some exterior phasing. It's a little crazy. Then you're going to finalize your tacked plan. You're going to have all of the fixins in there that make it a full, nice tack plan that can eventually be printed and put up on the side of a trailer so that anybody can walk up and see where they should be at during any week on the project. You'll have a level 4 P6 schedule, which means your first months are phase planned. You've got ICT, commissioning, procurement, skin, stairs, elevators. All those things we tend to forget are fully built out and vetted by trade partners. You may even be holding weekly meetings with trade partners that you're worried about. You'll have specialty rooms in there. You'll have shafts that are tied to some of your specialty rooms. And you'll have lots of trade input, historical data, superintendents, general superintendents, anybody that has reviewed that schedule. Then we have a program called Acumen, Fuse, and Risk. Basically, you're going to check your schedule for good health, no open ends, loose ends, improper constraints. You've got proper activity IDs, names are labeled correctly, and what you can do when your schedule is super healthy is run a risk profile on it. to show the owner, the team, that they're what kind of exposure you have statistically. How many times out of 1,000 would this schedule finish late? And you can use that to come up with some strategies on how you can mitigate that amount of risk. And then you're going to hold a Fresh Eyes meeting where you're going to invite lots of people to come in person and review all of the deliverables you've created. We have new Procore agendas, and we have emails you can distribute to tell the team about that. And consider inviting people who have done similar buildings. Definitely, maybe another scheduler, field ops directors, and you'll send documents out for review ahead of time. To keep track of this process, it's summarized in the pre-con tracker. And if you would please help keep this up to date and enter dates in when you're assigned a pre-con job, that's the best way to communicate to me and to anybody else that's helping with pre-con where you're at in the process and how we can help you check in. Anyway, hope that's been helpful. Thank you.